Hey friends, thanks for stopping by. I am going to be doing my Halloween mani for this week. So I'm going to be using just black, which is Azure number 17. And I'm going to do my ring finger or accent finger in Azure 362, which is a very sparkly silver with a little bit of a kind of a blue base, I think. So we're gonna see how that goes. Either way, that's gonna be the accent finger. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm sure most of you, there we go, know how to do this dip, but that's okay. I'm gonna run through this first hand and then I'm gonna take a break and do the second one, and then we'll come back for the stamping. Which is, for me, the fun part. So I'm going to use my Azure 2-in-1 base and top coat. So I'm going to start with that, and we're just going to work our way down here. So, all right. Obviously, the goal is to get a nice, even coverage all over the nail, catching all of your sides and everything, and then I just do this method. A lot of people do the pour over method. It's whatever works best for you. Since I use extensions, I find that to be the less messy way for me to do it. If I was doing them on my nails, I would probably do the pour over method, where I put a cupcake liner or something like that underneath my nail, pour the powder over it, and then put the powder back in the container. So, but anyway, this is how I do this. So I've been wanting to do a really cool Halloween mani since, I can't even remember when. I love Halloween. So with that, I've been excited. I've done a couple already this year, if you've seen any of my videos. I've also done just some fall ones as well. I'll do some more fall after Halloween, because I got a whole month of fall there before we get to the holidays as far as Christmas goes. And I'm not as big of a Christmas fan as I am a Halloween fan. So there we go. And now we're going to do the one with the sparkly one. I am going to take, real quick, I am going to take a orange stick, if I can find one over here in my mess of stuff. Oh, this one will work, this plastic one. And just kind of stir this up a little bit and make sure we've got good, oops, and I knew that was gonna happen. This is really full, but I just kind of want to stir it, make sure I've got even as much as possible there. I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna kind of brush it off so it's not, I'll vacuum later. All right, so there we go. We've stirred that up a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do my first coat. Oops. And it's okay if you spill some. That's gonna happen. At least it does for me when they're this full. Like I said, that's why you can do the pull-over method, but I find that works just fine for me. All right, so we've got the first coat on this first set of nails here. I'm going to see if they're dry. My method is I like to touch them with this, just a little bit of aluminum here. And if they sound hollow, then I know they're dry. And these are not quite hollow yet. I want to disclose that I am in my basement, which has a little bit more humidity. And so it takes a little bit longer for things to dry down here in my workroom, my work craft nail room that I use. So with that being said, as soon as they're dry, we'll brush them off and we'll do a second coat. And then we'll do a third coat. So I will bring you all back when we've done all that and we're ready to do the activator. So we'll be right back. Okay, so now I've got 2 coats on all the black, and I did 3 dip coats on the glitter because it just takes a little bit more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to file and buff these and then get ready. Well, actually what I'm going to do is I am going to do the activator first. I don't even know what I was thinking, except for the silver one, I am going to do an encapsulated coat on that one. So first we're going to do the activator on all the blacks, and then I'm going to go back and do a 4th dip coat on the silver, a transparent encapsulator, just to kind of help hold all the silver, the glitter in there. I am going to do a lot of activator. I pretty much just drown these things in activator. So for me, that gives me a good solid base. I don't have any cracking or chipping or splitting or anything like that. So lots of times I'll use 3 coats of dip, but this black just covered so well. I thought I'm going to try 2 on this one just to see how it does, so that maybe my nails are not quite so thick. You know, when you do dip coat, obviously that adds bulk to your nails. So, okay, I'm going to lightly brush off this silver one, get any spare flecks of glitter off. Then I'm going to put a coat of base coat on, of course. Put that on there. So this one's going to be obviously a little thicker because it's going to have 4 coats of base of dip on it. So I'm going to take my activator, which is a clear coat, or my transparent, I'm sorry, transparent, which is a clear coat. And when it dries and buffs off, it'll be just fine. So there we go. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to go back and do the activator on the other 4 black nails. Again, a 2nd coat of activator on these, so that they're all ready to go. See how I just kind of spill that everywhere? I'm not guaranteeing or saying you should spill it everywhere. I just like to make sure I get a really good coverage with the activator. There we go. So, all right, I'm gonna let this one dry a little bit longer, and then we'll come back once everything's dry here. I'm gonna go ahead and let these dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to get ready and brush off this clear coat, just like this, and then I'm gonna activate it as well. Give it some activator here. Sit for a minute, and then I'll come back and do another coat. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, what I usually do is I just kind of, sometimes you can see they look like little teeth that you get on acrylics tips. So I just file those off so that my fingernails don't look funny. And then I, buff a little bit. Not a lot, usually. I don't usually need a lot on this, but that way if there's any bumps or anything, hopefully I get them, most of them anyway. I don't usually have too many with the method I use, but it doesn't hurt to go over and make sure you've got all the edges cleared and everything's looking good. And then after you've done that, then you want to wipe them off or brush them off again to get the dust off. So there we go. All right, I'm going to put another coat of activator on this one so that when I get to it, I'll be able to do it as well. All right. Look at that one right there. So I take the rougher edge and kind of do, like I said, front of the nail just to make sure I don't have those little teethy things going. And then just do a quick buff. Honestly, I prefer a shorter emery board, but this one will work. You want to make sure your nails are good and dry before you do this, or you'll, you know, obviously have a mess on your hands, but that's what the activator is really good for. I mean, obviously the dip is dry when you put the activator on, but that's what hardens it all and makes it so that you can file it down however you like it. There's that one's done. Brush off. So what we'll do is, what I like to do, and I learned this from watching other people, and it has, I think, saved me a lot of headache, is that when I'm using my top coat, I will wipe my brush off in between nails. That way, if I do get any activator on them, on the brush, it doesn't transfer and I don't get a stiff brush that way. So just do this. You know, don't go crazy. Just back and forth, one direction. And look how shiny that is now. It's amazing, isn't it? Now that's gonna dry and get a little wrinkly, and so the second coat of top coat is really where the magic comes in. And again, there we go. And yes, you're going, oh my God, she dipped back in. Yeah, I forgot. It happens, but not as often as you would think, so. So gonna let those dry for a couple minutes, get that wrinkly look on the top. And then what we're going to do, I am going to actually use some chrome on these 3 fingers. I'm going to leave the thumb black and then of course this, but I'm going to use some silver chrome. I think it's silver. I hope it's silver on the other 3. And yeah, that's a silver for this mani. So we'll show you how to do that too on dip coat. I use no gel. I don't like gel. I don't use the UV lamp. I don't use any of that. So I just use dip coat, nail polish, and some chrome. That's it. So, all right. So let's see where we're at here. I can tell that there's still a little damp. And like I said, in my basement, not a big shocker here because, all right, we're ready for a second coat of base coat here. And again, we'll do the same process. Put it on and then wipe off our brush. So what we've got here is 2 coats of black, 2 coats of activator, and 2 coats of top coat. You use as much dip as you need to make sure you've got strong nails and that you get the opacity that you want. Depending on the dip you use, 2 coats may be enough. Sometimes it may be 3. I know other women who are individuals who use 4. So it's not always a 100% the same science, but normally I find 3 coats works well. I'm taking an experiment today on doing 2 with the black. So, and now we're going to do our final top coat on the silver. And voila. So we're going to let those dry a little bit and then we're going to start stamping. Okay, we're back. All right, I think everything is pretty dry to go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the silver one first. I'm going to put a little bit of sticky base coat on there first, okay? This just helps the stamp adhere. So I'm going to throw that on here real quick. Give that time to kind of cure. It get a little bit tacky. And I'm going to do this. This is from Maniology. This was out of the box of Night. This is Maniology M518. This was the exclusive plate to the box of Night. So it's not available to the general public, but the other 5 plates out of that box are. So if you're interested in that, check out maniology.com. And they have plates for everybody in every kind of situation that you could imagine. So no matter what your passion is, I think they got you covered. So there we go. Put a little bit more on there because this is a lot of free space. All right. So I've got my ice cube stamper, and I also have a monocle stamper with me. I'm going to start with the ice cube stamper. I'm just going to pull that. Didn't get as well as I liked, so this is what I'm going to do. And see if it helps. I'm just going to do this again real quick with the same. I'm not going to wipe it off first. There we go. And I'm going to pick that up, and look at that. Nice pickup. And then take a little bit of tape to get the edge off the top here that we don't want on our nail. And then I also am probably going to cheat a little bit here, but you'll see in a minute what I mean by that. All right, so this should be ready. I'm just going to take this and we're going to stamp it right onto this nail and get the effect that we're looking for there. All right. There. I think that looks pretty good. I am going to cheat a little bit, and I want these tip here to be just a little bit darker. I just want to make it look more like the bats are coming out of a cave. And so I'm just going to tip that a bit. Not a lot, just a little. I'm sure there are other people out there who can do that much better than I just did, but that's how I wanted that to look. So, all right, and we'll take the rest of this stamp off of this one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try and get these other 3 fingers chromed while I'm cleaning off my stamper here. I want to make sure I clean it off after every use as well as I can. I like these little round cotton swabs, Walmart, dollar store, wherever you find them at. Little pump bottle for your acetone. It makes life for me a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side right now. So what I have found, and I have been experimenting a lot, is that the best way for me to chrome onto dip nails, is to use Maniology's smudge-free top coat. Now, you can get smudge-free top coat from other companies as well. I just happen to use Maniology. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to put it on these 3 nails that I want to chrome, and then we're going to go back when it's dry and chrome it. Okay. There. I love bats. I think bats are so cute. And we have some here at my place, so once in a while in the evening, if we're out at the right time, we can see them flying around in the tree row, and it's really cool to watch them just to do their thing. So I clean off my stamper scraper right here so that it's ready to go again. I'm gonna let these dry, like I said, just a little bit. I got this chrome powder off of Amazon, so if this works the way I think it's going to, after all of my practice, I will list it below so that you'll know what it is. 90% of my supplies, except anything I got from Maniology, are pretty much off of Amazon. And for that, obviously, I used Maniology straight up black for this one, and I'm really liking the way that turned out. Looks like the bats are just, so. This is my hard part. I have no patience, and so sitting down here in the basement sometimes makes it a little bit harder for me to do this. So I'm trying to decide what we're going to do on this nail here, and I haven't really decided yet. There's lots of other options here because some of these we're going to use on here. So So I'm still kind of deciding which one I might or might not want to use on my thumbnail. I may just leave it black and not put anything on it. So that's a possibility. So I'm not going to get too excited about it at this point. I'm more worried about waiting for this to dry. Because if it's not dry enough when you get ready to do it, you'll end up with fingerprints in your chrome. And that's no fun. Because chrome is very unforgiving. And it will show just about every imperfection. All right, seems pretty dry. So here's what I just use my finger. I find that works best for me. I know a lot of people say eyeshadow brushes work well. They do not work well for me. So we're just gonna put that in on there and we're just gonna rub it in. Now look at that. Except I got a little fuzzy there from something. But look, you can see how that kind of gives you that. Anyway, I love that look. So that's what we're going for on that one. Put this on the others. Like I said, I just get a little bit on my fingertip. I tap it in and then I just start rubbing after I've got it tapped in. But you want to make sure that that smudge-free top coat is dry before you get started. Otherwise, like I said, you will end up with fingerprints in your nail, and you don't want that. There we go. And finally. All right, so now those have all been chromed. So what I'm gonna do now is, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of polish on these. I'm gonna go back and put the sticky base coat on, because that will allow me then to put the stamp on, and then I'll cover it again with another coverage of the smudge-free top coat, which I need to do to this other nail too, to protect that. So let's go ahead and do the smudge free on this one real quick. Throw that on there. We want it to get kind of tacky. So you can go ahead and do these all, you know, at one time. Get these all done. So that it'll hold the polish when you put it on. Go ahead and do this one so it's covered now that polish, especially where I tipped it, has that opportunity to dry a little bit. I want to make sure I get this covered. Okay. All right, that was my bad. Should have used the top coat, not the base coat. I'll let it dry and then I'll cover it again. It's all well. There are very few things you can screw up, except sometimes when you're doing your chrome. If you use the wrong base coat, you will not get chrome, you'll get something else. Okay, so for this first one, I think I am going to do this one right here with black. I'm just going to do straight up black, because black and silver is kind of my theme for this one. Let me get my pad over here. And I'm just going to grab this right here. There we go. This. And then pick it up. Clean off any excess from any other designs or whatever that I don't want to transfer. There we go. And then we're just gonna easily put that on there. I like to roll my stamper back off. Voila, look at that. Then we take the smudge-free top coat again and cover it. Like I said, it has plenty of layers, so Voila. There we go. I smudge free this one while I'm at it. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna clean this off again. Now for the middle one, let's see. I think I'm gonna do this little guy right here, hanging upside down. He's kind of cute. There we go. And voila. Oh, look at that. He's adorable. Okay. All that excess that I don't want. Now I think I want him hanging upside down on my nail. So I'm going to put him on like this. Pull him off. And then top coat this. Hope I got him on there straight. Probably not. All right, now for the final one. Let me see where we're at and what we want to do on the pinky. All right, let's see what we got here that would look cute. We can go with this smaller version of that, I think, on the pinky at this point is what we'll do. I'll just put that right there. Pull that off. There we go. There. And smudge-free top coat. And voila, we are done. So there we go. If you are looking for a really cute, at least I think so, cute Halloween mani, there you go. Like I said, I will list below all of the things that I used so that you can find them if you don't already have them. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up my other manicure, and I'll give you pictures of that one at the end. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. Everybody stay safe out there. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye.